Oshkob on to 82.
You can really smell the curry bar now, can't you, all the way through our right-hand side. Curry being wafted over to us on this easterly breeze.
It's doing good business by the looks of it.
It is, yeah. It's been a decent crowd down by the curry bar pretty much all day. And what's the method of cooking with that? It looks, from this distance, it looks like a bin. And they have the meat on a skewer and they'll put it into the...
Yeah, it's almost like a sort of makeshift tandoori oven.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm looking for, yeah. I think that's what they got down there. Smells good anyway.
Mohammed Hasnain to continue into Cole, who guides this nicely down towards the curry bar, and Mohammed Amir fielding at third man. It's good to see lots of the Pakistani substitute fielders and the fielders on the boundary as well, signing autographs for the supporters that have come here, taking selfies as well. Something that used to happen a lot, but a lot of touring sides nowadays are a little bit more reluctant to interact with the fans on this personal level, even in warm-up matches. Certainly when the Indians are in town, the likes of MS Dhoni walking around with 3 or 4 security guards around him at all times, as Hasnain comes in to Cobb, who guides it again down to third man for another single. It's good to see this interaction.
Yeah, very much so. Here, Pakistan, South Africa and Australia have all been here in Northampton over the last 3 or 4 years, and generally all have been game to interact with supporters. Generally set up a specific autograph signing station by the pavilion at the close of play. Plenty of selfies down there as well.
Hasnain into Tom Sole, who plays and misses, looking to guide this one down to third man once again. Slightly straighter delivery from Mohammed Hasnain this time. Straight through to Sarfraz Ahmed.
Certainly these type of spectators from the South Asian population in Britain that the ECB is very keen to try and tap into. Type of supporter that generally only turns up at a county ground when India, Pakistan and Bangladesh are playing.
Hasnain into Sol once again and doesn't deliver.
It's very strange. Was
something wrong with his footing, perhaps?
Yeah. He almost flung back rather to sling down another, but just lost his footing.
Yeah, big South Asian strategy from the ECB launched last year, of course. Lots of community projects taking place across the UK to engage the South Asian community. It was interesting, one of the stats that came out of all of the research was that out of all the British Asians questioned in the survey, I think nearly half of them supported an IPL team, not just watched the IPL, but actually had a team that they supported. And in the T20 Blast, that percentage went down to 8%.
Cool.
So here comes Hasnain into Sol, who edges and straight over the head of the keeper Sarfraz. He was looking to pull that one through the leg side, top edge, and it flew down to the boundary in front of us, into the sight screen. And slightly fortuitous 4 runs there for Tom Sole.
So that would include respondents of Pakistani descent. They would also...
Yeah, this was South Asians.
They would also say that they had an IPL team.
Yes, this was, all South Asians. So, yeah, nearly 50% of all questioned in that survey supported an IPL team, actually had a team which they supported and followed, not just watched it as a casual viewer. And that went down to 8% in the T20 Blast. Maybe that'll change when the 100 comes in. As Hasnain comes in, a big swing and a miss from Tom Sole there. Looking to hit him back over his head. So yeah, part of the reason why they want to get more British Asians into county grounds, into the county setups as well, into, you know, age groups and things like that. I remember when I was playing, I was down at Leicestershire and in the same age group actually as Samit Patel and Luke Wright, who's at Sussex, of course. Stuart Broad was a year younger than us as well. But me and Samit were two of the very few Asians in that sort of setup at that time. And now, certainly at Leicestershire, you see a lot more, and around many counties you do as well. Sassoon comes in, and this time launched way over mid-wicket by Sol. 6. Beautiful shot there. It was a full delivery, a great pickup, and just launched it into the stands there, down at mid-wicket. And 6 runs to Tom Sol, and a big cheer from the crowd, a bit of excitement finally.
That's come off the roof of the signal box away to our left-hand side, and a few spectators looking nervously upwards to see if it's dislodged a tile. That was a massive strike from Sol. Just picked it up off a length, clearing the front leg. Beautiful piece of timing. It's a long part of the ground as well, over square leg to our left. That has sailed away. Wonderful strike.
Absolutely. So certainly upping the pace here, Northamptonshire. That's the end of the 38th over as well.
So did this survey say anything about why British Asians were physically supporting an IPL team? Was it just because...
Standard of cricket, I suppose, as compared to the T20 Blast. Lots of international players playing in the IPL. Standard of cricket is very high. As we see Imad into Cobb, just defended into the offside, no run. It's just that the razzmatazz, the Bollywood connection as well. Lots of South Asians watch Bollywood films, a lot of Bollywood actors and actresses associated with IPL teams as well. Imad comes in this time fuller and driven, wide of long off, I think about 2, and they get there in the end. Lazy bit of fielding down on the boundary by Mohammed Amir, I think it is. Just jogging away to his left. In fact, it's Junaid Khan, his opening partner. This time Cobb gives himself some room and drives this straight to Junaid. A single there to Cobb.
See, I always think that the standard of the T20 Blast holds up pretty well compared to other T20 tournaments.
Here comes Imad into Sol this time, who just flicks it into the leg side off his pad and run through for a leg by.
Obviously,
standard. You're right, but I suppose it's the star power, isn't it?
Yeah. There's not 4 big international stars in each T20 Blast team.
Madin, and this one a play and a miss from Cobb outside the off stump. Yeah, it's the 4 overseas players, the 4 stars, and they generally have 5 or 6 in the squad from overseas, plus you get all the Indian big names as well, which you don't get over here.
Yes.
Madin to Cobb again, who just drives it straight back to him, no run. So dot ball to finish off that over from Imad Wasim. 39 overs gone now. Northants 179 for 5. So yeah, there was this stuff about the IPL in the South Asian Action Plan, which was launched by the ECB. There was things about facilities in parks cricket, which a lot of Asians do play in proper club cricket, but a lot of them are still involved in parks leagues, which were launched way back in the 60s and 70s when people like my parents would have come to this country. And I know certainly my dad and a lot of the Indian community in Leicester, where we're from, used to just play parks cricket and form their own teams. And a lot of these teams have survived through the years, and even as other players of a higher standard move into club cricket and play the traditional sort of ECB sanctioned Premier divisions and things like that. Parks leagues are still going, but the facilities there are not very good. So it's very difficult for a lot of these players to sort of progress to the next level, and that was part of it as well. The ECB just making sure they've got changing rooms and toilets and things like that, which we take for granted, don't we, playing club cricket? But often you have to you don't have the simple facilities, and it's very difficult. As Yasser Shah comes back into the attack, Sol just cuts this one away towards the cover boundary for a single. And often as a 12, 13-year-old, if you're playing in those conditions, you might well be put off and you might not want to continue your cricket career. We see Josh Cobb back on strike. He's on 86 now. Leicestershire comes in and Cobb just plays this one to backward point, no run. Even things like coaching as well, when players, you know, finish their club cricket careers in their mid-30s, 40s, whatever it might be, often they just would give it up. The ECB wants them to get into coaching, to give a bit back as Shah comes in. This one driven towards long off for a single to Cobb. So it's just about keeping the South Asian community involved within cricket in the country in all aspects, really.
Yeah, most admirable aim. Hopefully they find some success.
This time shorter from Shah and punched off the back foot out towards the cover boundary from Sol.
Whether the 100 is something to get them streaming into county grounds is another thing entirely. I quite get how if they don't turn up to watch, say, the population of Birmingham, if they don't already turn up to watch a team who are called Birmingham, have a different identity to Warwickshire.
Shah into Cobb, who launches this towards cow corner, and it's going to be just one bounce, I think. 4 runs. Just a yard inside the rope, that bounce. It was a good pick-up from Cobb. Big gap out there towards cow corner. 20 yards or so wide of the long-on fielder. Another boundary to Josh Cobb, who moves into the 90s now. 91 not out for the North. Very, very good innings here today.
As he did from this wantage rider, picking up on anything ever so slightly short there to pull it away. Deep mid-wicket now goes back to plug that gap.
Shah to Cobb once again. Again short and pulled away towards cow corner. Couple of bounces and then fielded by the long-on fielder running round towards his right. And they're through for 2 more runs. 188 for 5 now, Northants. 40 overs gone. And Cobb moves on to 93. Been a good little innings from Tom Sol at the other end, 21.
Have you garnered any opinion at all from the South Asian community about whether the 100's something they might be prepared to give a try?
Do you know what some people are excited about? The fact that there's been a few rumours about MS Dhoni perhaps retiring after this Cricket World Cup. And once he is retired, there's a few rumours that he may well be offered big money to come and play in the 100. He, along with the likes of Yuvraj Singh, who plays for India as well. So if 1 or 2 of those big guns make the journey, then perhaps they may stream in to watch them.
Here's Imad Wasim then, bowling to Tom Sol. He goes back and cuts to deep cover, away to our left-hand side, and they get a single to begin the 41st over here, Northants. 188 for 5 they are, and Cobb is on 93 not out, about to take guard once. Would be a 7th list A century, his highest score of the season so far here. Imad in, this is driven away, down to long off, and there is a single more. Cobb to 94, 189 for 5. Presumably that would also... that would still need BCCI approval, would it?
Not if he retires from international cricket.
Okay.
Because he would no longer be contracted to the BCCI as such. Just watch this delivery from Imad.
It's swept and missed an LBW. Sol has gone. And he's just swept across a straight one there. And Imad has a wicket. And Northants are 189 for 6. And a promising little knock there from Sol comes to an end. He struck a mighty 6-over square leg. Now goes for 22. A few cries of Zinabad Pakistan around the ground again here now. 189 for 6.
There's a quicker delivery there from Imad Wasim. Down on one knee was Tom Sol, looking to sweep that one into the leg side and trap plumb in front in the end. But a useful knock from him, 22. Good support for Josh Cobb. It wasn't a boring 22 either, played some good shots in there, including that huge 6 over mid-wicket.
Now Northants down to the bowlers with Brett Hutton, Nathan Buck and Mohammed Azarullah to come, but Cobb still there on 94. I mean, these Indian players are the golden ticket really to worldwide exposure in the game, because that would just totally open up the Indian television market if Dhoni or Yuvraj was were to come over and play in this new competition.
Absolutely, and that's you see that whenever Indian players rarely make an appearance for a county. I know Cheteshwar Pujara, for example, has played a few seasons of county cricket, but he's not involved in the white ball formats for India. But whenever you do see the likes of a Zahir Khan here back in 06, I think it was, and things like that, the Indians do turn up in big numbers to watch their heroes in action. And we saw Virender Sehwag at Leicestershire a number of years back. Shahid Afridi's played a bit of county cricket over the years for various counties. And they do turn out in their droves, these Indians and Pakistanis, to watch their heroes in action.
Brett Hutton's the new man, and Hutton is poking forward here in his first appearance of the season, playing out to short third man, and there is no run. Well, now the scoreboard away to our right-hand side has decided to change format. And we've got some new statistics on there now. We do know the score, which is good, 189 for 6, as Imad bowls a low full toss, which Hutton moves away to mid-wicket, and there is no run. He's missed first part of Northants season with injury, Brett Hutton. But back here, facing Imad Wasim, and looking to flick leg side, just down the leg side it goes. Wondered if there was a touch of the batsman's pads, but straight through to the gloves of Sarfraz. 190 for 6. No sooner had the scoreboard returned, it's flicked off again to our right as Imad bowls again, and this is driven out to extra cover by Hutton, and the over comes to an end. 41 gone here, 190 for 6 Northants. Josh Cobb on 94 not out. Hutton out here at number 9. Just Buck and Azarullah to come for Northants. Vasconcelos having retired on 1, retired hurt earlier in the innings, has passed the concussion protocol that took place after he left the field, but not going to bat. We understand again. So Cobb here on 94. One hit away from what would be a impressive century against a very good Pakistan attack here. Waits for Yazir Shah. He's going to bowl his 9th over from the Wilson end. Right arm over, and Cobb just steadily forwards here, covering up, pushing back out towards the bowler's left hand. There's a short third man, a backward point, a deep cover, extra cover, long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square, and then short fine leg. 5 men allowed outside the 30-yard circle here in the final 10 as Cobb pulls out towards deep mid-wicket. Has he found the gap? He has. Excellent placement from Josh Cobb. Picks up his 10th boundary. Found the gap between long on and deep mid-wicket, and is now just 2 runs away from a century. Captain for the day here, Cobb. A vital innings. Has found little support from the rest of the order, but on the verge of a century here. Shah from the far end. Cobb forward, struck on the pad appeal for LBW. Umpire has a careful look and says not out. Heart in mouth moment for Cobb, looking to flick leg side. One from Yazir, just skipping past into the front pad, maybe sliding down. He gets away with it.
Big appeal, wasn't it, from Yazir Shah? Looked very, very excited about that, perhaps just sliding down the... And Cobb survives, still there on 98.
Shah once again from the far end, quite flat. Oh, and Cobb's bowled, does he know? Well, he was going back to cut and missed, and Sarfraz in the end struck on the hand. The way that Cobb turned round, I thought he was about to walk off. The ball could not have missed the bails by much. He just leapt on Cobb a bit there. Yazir bowls again, and Cobb just carefully forward this time, playing back towards backward point. Babar Azam is there, and there is no run. 194 for 6 Northants in the 42nd over. Yazir in again, and Cobb just turns this into the onside. They're going to scamper away for, in the end, an easy single, because there's a huge gap there out on the onside in front of himself going across the field, and the over comes to an end. So Cobb will keep the bowling on 99, And Northants 1.95 for 6 in the 42nd over. On a pleasant enough day here at Wantage Road. 1 or 2 in, not a massive crowd, but a few enjoying the cricket, enjoying the tourists. On their way up VM1, Beckenham on Saturday, Northampton here today, and then Leicester on Wednesday before the series against England begins at the weekend down in Cardiff. 1.95 for 6. Cobb on 99, pushes forward but only plays back up to extra cover. Away it goes on. Looking for a straightish ball. Just another single out of the onside. Pick that up squarely. That's a mistake.